full head. Duran got cut over that left eye. Dangerous, dangerous fight for Duran.
Accidental, intentional. Was that the equalizer for Thorn, who was bleeding profusely from the previous round?
It had to be accidental because he was going in with a punch. That's the danger of an inexperienced fighter like Thorn. The possibility of cut. Now Duran's going to be out for several weeks. Time for that cut to mend. And the older you get, the more time that it takes.
Now, if Duran would have been cut in this nature, say, 10 years ago, how would he responded?
I think he would have become more aggressive than he is here. He's really not trying to wipe this guy out. He should be throwing as many punches as he can, trying to belt his opponent out of there before he gets another cut.
Well, he saw how he could put Thorn down, put him down with his first right thrown in the fight.
The older that a fighter gets, that skin starts to dry out, and as it dries out, the susceptibility of being cut after that point are much greater than they are younger in your life when you got that oil in your skin.
And now Thorn comes on, looking for a major upset. Despite the fact that he is fighting a 36-year-old Roberto Duran. Duran, who still feels he can become a world champion, but right now he is having his problems putting away Tupelo, Mississippi's Paul Thorn, an unknown coming into this fight. He has a 13-2 record, 8 knockouts, and Thorn, I believe, Sean, is getting more and more confident. The legend perhaps wearing off on him.
He's getting more confident as this fight goes on. Smartly, he does not want to get caught with his back on the ropes. Every time his back hits the ropes, he ties up and lets the referee separate him.
Seconds to go in the 4th round. Thorn now has Duran with his back to the ropes. Duran looking for the opening. And there it is.
Big right hand by Duran.
We have a packed house here at the Tropicana. They have stuffed 2,000 in to see one of boxing's all-time greats, who now has his hands full.
And now, some of the best beer bellies in America.
Now,
dangerous fight for Duran because of that cut and the headbutt. And Duran cannot let this guy go the distance with him. It would look bad on his record. He knows it too.
Well, yes, what can Duran possibly do going into this fight against certainly an unknown to draw any kind of attention for a title fight? He has Thomas Hearns and Frank Tate and Sumbu Kalambe and perhaps even Sugar Ray Leonard watching on to see if Roberto Duran's quest is a dream or a pipe dream. And you wonder, where's Eddie Aliano and Ralph Citro, two of the top cut men in the business? They are not here tonight. I'm sure Duran didn't even feel that he would need one for this fight.
2 big left hooks of Paul Thorn. He's giving it his all.
And he's already given several pints of blood. The Red Cross should be moving in shortly.
The blood shows up a lot better against Thorn's background because he's white, because he's so pale in his body tone. Whereas Duran, it doesn't show up as red. It doesn't look as red against that Duran's background.
Well, I guess it is appropriate that both of them are dressed in red trunks. And we heard a little bit of a chant of USA from the crowd. Nice of the crowd welcoming us here on the premiere of the Thursday Night Fights. Now, actually, of course, it's Paul Thorn from Tupelo, Mississippi. Roberto Duran, of course, the native of Panama City, but he is now living and fighting out of Miami.
You've got to give Thorn credit because he's still throwing punches in this 5th round. Getting off combinations like that.
Well, it's not not Elegano or Citro in the corner of Duran, but they have done the job in closing his cut. Nectar Quinones, who's been with Duran for many, many years. Lewis Walter also in the corner. So we are now through round 5. How many thought we'd still be seeing these two squaring off?
When a hot game follows dinner, even Pat Riley can lose his cool.
Not good.
That's when he reaches for control. Rolaids. Rolaids Antacid consumes all the acid required to give millions 100% relief from heartburn and acid indigestion. That way, Pat's free to let his emotions really show.
Not bad.
Relief. You know how to spell it.
Presenting the G-Shock watch from Casio.
They walk slowly to the center of the ring. We may have a story developing here in Atlantic City. Roberto Duran, who says his career is not over, but tonight he steps in against Paul Thorn from Tupelo, Mississippi, a record of 13-2. Not exactly a household name in the world of boxing. Duran had Thorn down in the second, in trouble, a bloody mess, several cuts on the face of Thorn. But Thorn has battled back. Duran has been unable to put the 23-year-old away. And his fight now, as far as his packed house at the Tropicana, is some kind of a feel of a title fight. That's how they're approaching it. There's no question that's the way Thorn's approaching it. And for Roberto Duran, we certainly take a look at where he is at this stage of his career.
And he's got to be frustrated because so many people have told him that he can't come back. He shouldn't come back. And here he went ahead against their wishes, and he came back, and now he can't seem to knock out Paul Thorn.
Well, he's come out of his third retirement. Returned in 1986. Over the last 2 years, he's had 6 fights. He's won 5 of them. The only loss, 10-round decision to Robbie Sims.
Good scoring record. Paul Thorn.
And now Duran lining Thorn up. All right, Sean, tell me how you see it the longer it goes. Does Thorn perhaps have somewhat of advantage, or does the advantage shift to Duran?
The longer it goes, it has to go to Duran. Duran still can punch. The last thing that a fighter loses is that heavy punch.
And Duran has connected and has opened up another cut, and here is Duran closing in and held by the courageous young Thorn. We have a minute to go in the 6th, scheduled for 10 rounds. Thorn, who is long and lean as it is, to move up. He is generally considered a super welterweight or junior middleweight.
And every time his back hits the rope, he holds on to Duran. Duran's very, very dangerous whenever he's got you in the corner.
Roberto Duran has fought 582 rounds coming into this one, the 66 of Paul Thorn. Duran has gone 10 rounds 34 times. Thorn has gone 10 rounds twice. Duran has fought 195 rounds in title bouts. Some statistics courtesy of Charles J. And for our local cable systems, we'll pause now for these messages. Has called it off. That last shot in the 6th round that opened another cut, we believe the 3rd on the face of Thorn, and the corner has stopped it. The fat man comes out and waves it off in the corner of Thorn. There's the doctor now, Dr. Frank Doggett, taking a look, and he is calling in for some extra help. The crowd voicing their opinion. A triumphant Roberto Duran in the 90th fight in his career, 83rd win against 7 defeats, and that is his 60th knockout, but he did not steal the show tonight. Paul Thorn in defeat. A courageous young man fighting against an aging veteran, and Thorn has to see this fight stopped after 6 rounds. A roadmap now on his face. He was congratulated for his courage by the hands of stone, and on a couple occasions, Thorn could testify the hands still have some stone in them.
And he had a fun time. This is one of the guys that he really wanted to fight, one of his idols. He gave it his best. He threw some good hard shots. He hit Duran at times. However, Duran is just too much for Paul Thorn.
You have to clarify the use of the word fun when you take a look at Paul Thorn's face, but certainly a moment that will be etched in his memory.
And the winner, Roberto Duran. Ladies and gentlemen, there will be another bout to follow. There will be one more bout to follow.
Roberto Duran kind of gestures to the crowd, what can I do? As he has won on a TKO. We'll be back with more